Hello everyone, welcome back. I think we're on part 12 and we've got the mask salesman here saying Shikash or Shikashi. I don't know which one's preferable, to be honest, but yeah. Shikash Watakushi wa kanjimasu, which just means like however or but. I feel, I suppose, I experience the feeling of, I feel something, I perceive like an emotional thing or something. I feel it, basically. I feel it, even though there is no it mentioned in the sentence. Kuro shite te ni ireta densetsu no kamen. Are wo te ni shita toki kanjita. Mi no ke mo yodatsu maga magashi chikara. Let me just look up some of these words here, because some of them are pretty weird. Well, I can kind of guess a lot of them, actually, but yeah. Kuro shite, like, this one means, like, painful in, like, a kind of a difficult kind of way. This is the kanji for kurushi, which means, like, yeah, kind of painful. It doesn't necessarily mean physical pain. It can be, like, emotional pain. But yeah, like, yeah. And then ro, I believe, is actually like labor. It's like hard work, and yeah, labor, hard work. So it's like through kind of through painful hard work or whatever. Shite, I suppose. So kuro is like kind of to suffer, I suppose, in a way, to suffer hard for something, I guess. Let's just look that up anyway. Well, it says here just troubles and hardships. So kuro shite. So we just, you know, tried very hard, suffered a lot of hardship in order to oh no, these are kind of linked together. So like the thing that I kind of suffered to obtain, I suppose. Kuro shite te ni ireta densetsu no kamen. I'm not sure if the sentence ends here or if it just goes to are. Oh my gosh, that's like, arguably these could all be sentence ends, I feel. Or none of them could be. They should really just use punctuation so that I know. It's quite annoying. Kuro shite te ni ireta densetsu no kamen are. I don't feel like, I think you'd need not to link this to this. But perhaps not, maybe he's just omitting it. Ah, dear. Where do I even begin with this? I suppose you can kind of start here. It's like, I felt it, or yeah, I felt it. Kind of at the time that I obtained that, the legend mask, or the mask of legend that I kind of suffered so hard to get, I suppose. So it's all just about when he felt it. I felt it at the time when I got the mask of legend that I worked so hard to get. And then he's like elaborating on what the feeling was, I think. And I think it might be mi no ke. Let's have a look. Yeah, mi no ke, which is just like the hairs on your body. I guess in English we tend to say like the hairs on your arms tend to stand up more so than the hairs on your body, but you know, same feel, same idea basically. Mi no ke, so body, hair. Mo yodatsu. Is that a word? Or is that an inclusive particle? Yodatsu. Yeah, okay, so it's like mo, I think is like inclusive. It's such a power that like even the hairs on your body kind of stand straight. Yodatsu, I've got just to stand up straight, stand on end, e.g. hair. And then magamagashi, I guess must just mean like great power. Oh, ominous, sinister, unlucky, ill-omened. So magamagashi chikara, an ominous power that causes even your hairs to stand on end. That's what he felt. Let's leave that one now because, as I keep saying, I need to go faster. Are ga ima ano ko oni no te ni aru. So are ga is just referring to the mask. That mask now exists in the hands, like of that imp. I suppose it's just now it's with that imp. Onegai desu. Just obviously like please, like I'm begging you kind of thing. Hayaku ano kamen wo torikaesanai to tondemo nai koto ga okimasu. Yeah, so hayaku, just like the adverb form of quick, so kind of quickly. Ano kamen wo torikaesanai to. So this is kind of a conditional, like not take back that mask, and so kind of if you don't take that mask back, if you don't get the mask back. Tondemo nai koto. Tondemo nai, I've never really got the hang of so much. Unthinkable, unexpected, outrageous, offensive. Absolutely not at all, far from it, impossible. But it also means, like at the bottom here, you've got like, don't mention it, you're welcome. So I suppose maybe that meaning kind of overlaps, like tondemonai is like an unthinkable thing will happen. And so maybe when you say tondemonai to people to mean, you know, you're welcome, maybe it means like it is unthinkable that I could accept your thanks, maybe? I don't know. But tondemonai can mean don't mention it or you're welcome, or it can mean an unthinkable or outrageous thing. And this is like, as I said before, with like okoru, this is the same kanji here as okimasu, and they both kind of mean to happen or to occur with the same kanji. And as I said, I never really got the hang of the difference. I think okimasu or okiru is more common than okoru. So be aware of that, I suppose. But yeah, so if we don't get the mask back quickly, like something, you know, unthinkable or unacceptable will happen or whatever. And onegai desu, anata nara dekiru. So I'm begging you, or please. Like in your case, if it's you, can do it. So like of all people, you are able to do it. You can do it. You can get it back. Like maybe others will fail, but in our special case, we can do it. そうですか? やっていただけますか? So そうですか, just saying like, is that so? Is quite a convenient translation for that. Or really, or, you know, yeah, is that so, I suppose. And then this is, we're back to that like itadaku thing. So if you use the te form and then itadaku, it's like you are receiving someone doing it for you. So he is receiving our doing it for him. As I said in the past, there was a causative form. I don't know how you'd even yarasete itadakemasu ka, maybe would be he will receive our allowing him to do it. So it's So yeah, this is like the other way around, where he receives our doing it. He receives us doing it. Yatte itadakemasu ka? And this is ke, so it's like potential form. So it's like, is that so? Can I receive your doing this? Is that kind of vibe. But obviously, you know, best not to literally translate it, but that's how the grammar kind of works. He's basically just saying, are you going to do it for me? You'll do it for me? Is basically what he's saying, but yeah. そう言っていただけると確信しておりました。Kakushin, I believe, is what? Just being certain of something. Yeah, conviction, belief, confidence. I'll comment that. I'll comment that in kanji because there are a few kanji that go with kakushin, so I'll comment the kanji in there as well. And so ite is again quite lucky for us to translate as to say so, as opposed to say that, to say so, and then itadakeru is like I would receive your saying so, and then to, I guess, is just making it into like a quotable clause, so that he can say that he was sure that we would say so, that he was sure that he would receive our saying so. Is again a very literal translation there, but it kind of works. So yeah, kakushin shite is, as I said already, conviction, belief. So he believed, or he was convinced or certain that we would say so. And we might have seen orimashita already, like oru. I think this is just like old Japanese. It was, I believe, the exist verb for like beings that can move or whatever, like humans and animals. That I might be wrong, but oru was maybe quite an old Japanese thing, and now it has come to be like quite a formal verb. So this is very like proper Japanese that he's using here. Kakushin shite orimashita. I existed with conviction that I could receive your saying so, or far less literally, I was convinced you would tell me that, you would say that. Daijoubu, anata nara kitto dekimasu. So again, daijoubu just meaning like it is okay, I suppose. Like there is no worry or concern or nothing. Nothing is not all right. Everything is all right. It's fine, kind of thing. Anata nara. So this kind of conditional again, saying you of all people for sure can do it, or will do it. No, can do it, because this is potential, isn't it? Can do it. 自分の力を信じなさい。信じなさい。So 自分 just means like one's own. So in this case, your own power. And shinji nasai, again, quite funny, kind of a this is like a motherly wording, or perhaps a teacher, a kind of a stern kind of motherly or teacher command, like believe. So believe in your own power, and then believe. I think in English he says believe in yourself, doesn't he? Wahoo! Whoops. Sonna kamen dattanda. So she's kind of speaking out loud to herself now in a kind of a kind of talking to herself in a realization kind of way. Sort of saying sonna kamen dattanda. But she's saying it was that sort of mask. And you can tell because she's saying unda at the end. Sonna kamen dattanda. So she's kind of saying out loud in realization that it was such a mask. It was like, oh, it was that kind of mask. She's not, you know, as I said, she's saying it out loud to herself, not to Link. But yeah, it just kind of expresses realization. Staru Kiddo no yatsu, kamen no chikara ni tayotte, anna koto suru nante. So yeah, Nante, might as well start with that. Nante is, as we've seen in the past, expressing like disgust or disapproval or hatred, maybe, of what comes before it, basically. So Staru Kiddo no Yatsu, it's kind of like that guy, the Skull Kid, or that piece of shit, the Skull Kid. But obviously not as harsh as piece of shit, but it kind of has that sort of vibe to it. That, you know, it's not respectful at all to say Yatsu. So it's that dickhead, the Skull Kid. Kamen no chikara ni tayotte. I believe tayotte is like to depend on. Yeah, to rely on, to have recourse to depend on. Or I suppose, you know, yeah, to just use, in a way, to utilize. He is kind of dependent on the mask's power to do that sort of things, those sorts of things. And then Nante, as I said, just kind of expressing disgust or disapproval of, I don't know, really, actually, either the Skull Kid or the mask, or both. But yeah, that's what that's kind of doing. Tonikaku, aitsu wo nanto ka shinakya. So tonikaku kind of just means anyway, regardless of everything, all of this aside, anyway, regardless of the reasons or, you know, for what purpose, just anyway, aitsu wo nanto ka shinakya. Aitsu, that dickhead, that guy, you know, again, really quite crude and a rude way of referring to the Skull Kid. Nantoka, just meaning like something. Like she doesn't know what, but something. And then shinakya is like shinakereba naranai, which means, as I think we've seen a few times, shinakereba is like if we don't do something, or if we don't do, and then naranai is like unacceptable. So if we don't do, it's unacceptable, meaning we must do something. We must do something. Yeah. Or if we don't do something, it's completely unacceptable. And therefore meaning we must do something. Toreru no itteta. I skipped the E out myself, just by habit there. So yeah, itte, ita, itteita, I should say. Numa, yama, umi, tani teyu no wa. So yeah, this is all just... So this is, yeah, this no kind of stands for the thing or the people. In this case, it's the people. The people that... Sorry, no. The people... Teyu. Teyu's weird to me here. Toreru no itteita numa, yama, umi, tani teyu no wa. Teyu no wa. Toreru no itteita numa, yama, umi, tani teyu no wa. I think this probably kind of comes as its own phrase in a way, actually. Teyu no wa. Sorry, no. Teyu no. It's probably like... It's kind of listing all of these things, I suppose. And maybe even this. And just making it, again, maybe into just a quotable clause. Or making it into a clause about which we can, you know, comment on afterwards. Maybe. So that's probably what that is. Teyu no wa. And then she's got a point to make afterwards. But first she's got to set up all of this as what we're talking about, I guess. So all that stuff, I guess, all that stuff in the about the swamp, the mountain, the ocean, and the valley that Tail was talking about. And then we've got what she wants to really say about it here. Kitto, koko kara... Is this shikata? Let me just get the reading for this. Oh, okay, there's a few. Yomo. I quite like that as a reading, actually. Yomo. Every direction. Or, actually, that's kind of bad. Shiho. Shiho or Yomo. Might go with Yomo, just for fun. But obviously, the definition I'm getting here is Yomo, which is every direction. But I think what it actually means is, you know, 4 directions, as it literally 4 directions. So obviously north, south, east and west. The 4 directions. So yeah, kitto koko kara yomo ni wakareru wakareru basho no koto wo itteiru n da wa. Yes. So kitto just meaning like certainly or for sure or undoubtedly. Koko kara, so from this place or from here. Yomo ni wakareru basho. 4 directions into divide place. So the places that from here divide into 4 directions, I suppose. No koto. You put no koto here because I suppose it's like it's the thing that Tail was talking about. You often just put no koto at the end of stuff when you kind of want to clarify what someone means. Like actually, I was talking to my friend earlier, and I asked her to help me with some listening, some Japanese listening. And I said, you know, can you help me tomorrow? And I said that yesterday. And then she, because she's obviously in Japan, she's like 9 hours ahead or whatever. And so she had to check with me if I meant today for her. And she said, Kyo no koto ka? Which is just like, you know, Kyo no koto. Like, does that mean... That's kind of what the no koto does. It means, do you mean today? And so I suppose that's kind of similar here. This no koto means he must have meant the 4 places, you know, split among the 4 directions from here. He must have meant that, is kind of what she's saying. And then itteiru n da wa is like, yeah, I guess he was talking about... He was talking about those places. No koto. He must have been talking about those places. Things related to those places, I suppose, is a pretty bad translation, but no koto. How do you... Wakareru basho no koto wo itteiru n da wa. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of, yeah, like the things. I don't know, the things or a story or information about those places, or he must have been talking about the things of those places, or the facts of those places. Anyway, that's kind of what's going on. It's like you use koto quite a lot when you want to check what someone means, or when you want to insist that you're talking about something else, like you could say it in an explanative way, like you could say like, I don't know, watashi no koto da yo. Like I'm talking about me. Or I mean me. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't explain it in English, but yeah, that's what koto does. Just this kind of... When you're clarifying meanings, you kind of need to learn to use koto to insist that you're talking about something, or to ask if people are talking about something. Otherwise, they just won't know what you're saying to them. Unless you use koto. So that's kind of what's going on there. Let's continue, because I've spent far too long on that. だけど、そこにいる人って一体誰のことかしら? So there's a good another follow-up to it, at least. So だけど just means but. そこにいる人って the people that exist in those places, I guess. And then te, just kind of bringing it up as a topic to discuss, I suppose. Te. Itai, like who on earth? In this case, who on earth, because we've got dare after. So, who on earth's koto? Like, who on earth does he mean? Who on earth is it about? Who on earth are those facts? Who on earth are we regarding? Who on earth are we talking about? It's kind of what koto does here. And then again, kashira, meaning I wonder, but basically only used by women. If you're male, don't say kashira. So yeah, the people in those places, who on earth can he possibly mean, I wonder? It's sort of that sort of vibe. Ano kottara kanjin na tokoro ga? I believe that means fundamental or vital. Let's just have a look here. Okay, maybe kanshin is better. Oh, there it is. Nope. Yeah, that was it. Kanshin. Don't these mean... That's funny. The first one here means liver. And this one means, well, can mean heart. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Probably not. But yeah, just essential, fundamental, crucial, vital, main. So I guess, crucial information. Yeah, あの子ったら関心なところがいつも抜けててさっぱりわからないわ. So yeah, あの子ったら I suppose like if it, like kind of like あなたなら, like the mask salesman said to us. But I suppose that with nara is usually used in a good sense, so maybe tara, like this, the kind of a different conditional, can be used in a negative way, maybe. So anokottara, like when it comes to that child, when it is that child's what's the word? When it is when yeah, I don't know, when it comes to that child. That child in particular, maybe. Kanshin na tokoro ga itsumo nukete te. Vital, like places, kind of literally, but it's like vital points, vital parts of the story, vital places of the story, vital information. Itsumo just meaning always, and then nukeru means to like. Nukeru means to omit or to be missing. And it's intransitive. That's interesting. I don't know why, but yeah. So yeah, it's like vital parts are always missing. Nukete. And then this is ite. So I suppose just a kind of a present continuous verb form. They are always missing, nukete ite. And then sappari wakaranai. I think we've kind of seen this, just means like you don't, it is not clear at all. You do not understand at all. And then wa, just obviously that kind of feminine sentence ending thing. こうなったらその場所に行くしかないわね。こうなったら, so こう just means like this, essentially. こう is like this, so is like that, and are you is another way of saying like that, but in a more distant way, and that can be distant either physically or temporally, or even maybe relationship with a person if someone is distant. But yeah, anyway, so こうなったら, when or if it becomes like this, like this present situation, when things are in this sort of way, when things are like this, その場所に to those places or to that place, 行くしかない, there exists nothing except going. So there is nothing we can do but go. And then wa ne, just, like, yeah. The ne is like isn't there or isn't that right. And the wa is that kind of feminine sounding sentence ending particle again. まずは目の前の門を抜けると、沼のある地方に出れる。わ。So まず just meaning first thing. まずは first of all. 目の前の門を抜けると. So if, I suppose, or and if you pass through the gate in front of your eyes, or the gate right in front of you, pass through it, and or if you pass through it, the region in which the swamp exists, like you can exit into, I suppose you will exit into the, well, I should probably keep it as potential form, shouldn't I? You can exit into the region in which the swamp exists, I suppose. It's quite a literal, but yeah. So まずはそこから行くわよ. So first of all, from that place, like let's go, kind of, or there isn't. It's not ite, so it's not telling us to do it. It's not iko, so it's not even like really let's do it. It's just saying like go from there. Like we'll go from there, but obviously. I'm just trying to give you a sense of this verb form here. Obviously what she's kind of saying is, let's go from there, but it's, that it's not in the forms you would expect as an English speaker, but obviously this works in Japanese. So yeah, that's kind of what she's saying, but she's just using dictionary form of the verb to go. Which might be confusing to English speakers, but it just means, yeah, let's start from there. But we're not going to. I suppose I should play the inverted Song of Time, shouldn't I? Here it is. Toki no... Is this Sakasa? The Scarecrow told us about this song, didn't he? Yeah, okay, Sakasa. Reverse, inversion, or upside down. So Sakasa Uta is just the time's inverted song, or whatever, or the inverted song of time. Kanadeta, you played. Yeah, okay. Toki no nagare wo ima yori osoku shimasu ka, I believe. So nagare... Nagareru is like to flow, and that's like, again, intransitive. So nagareru is like how a river flows. No one's making it flow. A river just flows on its own, right? So, yeah, nagareru. I think, is it nagasu? Nagasu is transitive. So if you sort of run water down a sink or whatever, you are nagashiteruing. You are nagasuing the water down the... Or you are nagasuing something else down the sink, so you're causing it to happen. But, yeah, this is nagareru, which is intransitive. And in this case, it's kind of the noun form, so it's like times flow. Times flow, than, currently, slowly, like to cause. So do you want to make times flow slowly than now? Or more slow than now, slower than currently. And I think we might have seen this a bit, like using like the adjective form of an e adjective. In this case, osoi becomes osoku, and then putting suru at the end means to cause it to do what the adjective means. So one of the best examples probably that might be useful to you as well is yasuku suru, which means yasui means like cheap, and yasuku suru means to make cheap. So it's like to give a discount, you cause it to be cheap. Or you can ask someone to give you a discount maybe, like yasuku shite kurenai, like won't you make it cheap for me? But that's quite a good... it can be quite a useful grammar structure to learn. Anyway, we're going to say yes to make it slow. I feel like things are getting a bit quicker now. We've covered sort of enough grammar. I don't know why I equipped that really. But yeah, we've kind of covered enough grammar now, maybe, for me to be able to not rush, but get through text a lot more quickly now, I hope. Oh, I need to get the fairy. Bloody sake. I've forgotten the guy's code. Was it 15... Was it 15243? Where is the fairy? Is it in Laundry Pool today? Looks like it is. Give me that money, dude. Damn. We've seen that already. Obviously, I want to get to 200 money, so I can get the adult wallet. There's my nemesis again. Excuse me. Chatto, そして親切な若者よ. I think we've covered this already, right? So chat or tattle, and the kind young lad, kind young one. We've read this already. バラバラになった体を元に戻してくれてありがとう。私は魔法の大妖精. So thanks for returning my body to normal. I am the fairy of magic. 今の私にはこれくらいしかできませんが、お礼にあなたの疲れを癒してあげる。 Okay. I think we've kind of covered this. The current me, or to, I suppose, to the present me. Approximately this, I can do nothing except around this much. So it's like downplaying. She's downplaying what she can do for us. However, this ga is like but. Ole ni, in gratitude or in thanks. Anata no tsukare, your kind of fatigue or weariness or tiredness. Iyashite ageru. Iyasu, as we saw, means to soothe or to heal. The song that we learned from the Mask Salesman is called the Iyashi no Uta, I believe, which is, the healing song or the soothing song or whatever. And ageru just meaning because she's doing something for us. So she considers us to be, above her socially, I suppose, as everyone always does by default in Japan. Everyone is kind of above you. So if you do something for someone else, it's always ageru. And if someone does something for you, it's always... I've forgotten it. Kureru. Kureru. Yeah, it's always kureru. They always do it downwardly for you. Obviously depends on who's talking. If you are talking, then everything anyone does for you is kureru, and everything you do for anyone else is ageru. Shinsetsu no wakamono yo. So just getting addressing us. Kind young lad. Kono sekai ni aru yomo no shinden ni watashi to onaji you ni barabara ni natta hagure yousei tachi ga imasu. Where do I begin with this? I suppose we'll start at the end. So there exist, or there are, stray, I suppose, hagureru, is to be separated, is it? To stray from a subject, to get lost, to go astray. But obviously hagure is kind of like the noun form or whatever. So hagure yosei is stray fairy, tachi is a pluralizer. So there are stray fairies who became separated. Like bara bara, we've kind of covered that in the past, haven't we? Became separated. Same in the same way, the same way as me, and they exist in the temples of the four directions that exist in this world. So yeah, a bit sort of broken up there. Let me try and figure out how to go over that properly. Oh no! I suppose you could start here actually. In the temples of the four directions that exist in this world, there are stray fairies who became separated in the same way as me, I guess. Is probably a slightly clearer way to do it. Douka yosei tachi wo mitsuke moto no dai yosei ni modoshite agete kudasai. So yeah, I guess the sentence ends there. It's annoying again that they haven't used punctuation, but yeah. So douka just meaning like somehow. I suppose it means that because the cut sort of implies a question. It sort of shows uncertainty. So it's like how, and then like she doesn't know, basically. So in some way, somehow. Find the fairies and sort of return them or put them back to the like original Great Fairy, I suppose. Return them to the Great Fairy. And then she's using agete because it's for the sake of another fairy, and she is saying like, you know, because I suppose because she is not, she doesn't consider herself to be party to the other fairy. If they were like, if it was like someone she knew well, perhaps, or family, or a friend of hers, she might say like kurete or kudasai. But I suppose because she doesn't consider herself to be close to the other fairy, she's asking us to do it upwardly as a favour to the other fairy. Whereas if they were like pally or friends or whatever, she would consider it to be a kind of a favour for the other fairy, and by extension for her as well. So in that case, she would use kureru, I believe, kurete kudasai. Although people, I don't really think say kurete kudasai. But that kind of shows, I believe that reveals a little bit of her relationship with the other fairies, is that they're not so close actually, kind of interestingly. And then kitto anata no chikara ni naru desho. We've seen this before, chikara ni naru, just like, you know, to be helpful to you, I suppose. Like, undoubtedly, for sure, your power will become, very literally, or, you know, she will help you, she will be helpful to you. And then desho, I believe in this case, meaning like, you know, don't you think so, don't you agree, isn't that right, sort of thing. Barabara ni natta yosei tachi ga kowaгаранai you ni anata ni yoi mono wo sashi agemashou. So this is all, the first bit I believe is all just modifying yo, which as we've said before kind of means so that the became separated fairies do not fear you, even though you isn't really explicitly mentioned. That is what's going on here. Like, kowagaru is to fear something or to be afraid, to be scared. So kowagaranai is to not be scared or to not be afraid. So that those fairies are not afraid or do not fear you. Anata ni yoi mono wo sashi agemashou. So to you, a good item. And sashi agemashou, as we said before, sashi ageru is like a very proper way to say give. So I give to you, I suppose. And sashi agemashou kind of shows like real volition to do something, I suppose. She's set on doing it. Like, I will give you this. I absolutely will give you this mask, kind of thing. As I may have said in the past, like, this is kind of, it can kind of, or maybe it just takes the same form. Maybe it's just the same form that means like, let's do this. But in this case, obviously, I guess it can't mean that. So it's, or perhaps the meaning just overlaps a lot in Japanese. But yeah, I think this kind of means that she's just set on doing it. She's kind of determined and has decided to give us this mask. Yeah. Nice one. Daiyosei no omen wo te ni ireta. So into your hand you entered or put in the Great Fairy's mask. Shi de kaburu to shinden ni Tsukawareta? I can't remember the reading for this. Tsukawareta? No. Isn't that Tsukaeru? No, I've completely forgotten the reading for this. I think you can read it as toru, can't you? In some cases. Yes. Oh, tora wareru. Tora wareta. Okay. So, shi de kaburu to shinden ni torawareta yousei ni hannou shi, kami ga ugoite shirase. Oh my god. Okay. So, like, I suppose if you wear it using C, it will kind of respond to, I believe, is han no. This is quite interesting, this actually. This is usually read as O. And I think it might actually just be a coincidence. But because this is read as O, like just O U is the reading. Because it's read as O and this one ends in N, han. This one actually, this one alters this character and makes it become ha no u. So it's like han no rather than han o. Han no. And I don't know if that's just like a coincidence that that's an alternative reading for this that gets used, or if it's because this ends in n, we also add an n to this one. Or rather, we add no to it. I don't know. But it's kind of interesting to be aware of anyway. But yeah, this word means to like respond to, I suppose, or to react to, or react with, or whatever. Yeah, so, sorry, where do we start with this? So, wear it with C, and it will like respond to the fairies who like have been captured. This is kind of passive form, isn't it? Have been captured in the temples. And then this she allows it just the sentence to continue. Kami ga ugoite, so the hair will move. And shirase. Shirase is just like the causative form of shiru, isn't it? Like shitteru, like I know. I am aware, I know something. And so shirase is to let you know, to make you aware, to cause you to know that there's a fairy nearby, basically. So yeah, it responds to the fairies that have been captured in the temples, and the hair moves kind of to let you know that there is a fairy nearby. Mitsukeru to omen ni yousei ga chikazuite kuru fushigina omen da. So this is all just kind of modifying the omen at the end, I suppose, the mask. So you could start here. You could say, it is a mask. Or, well, I suppose you'd start here, actually. It is like a mysterious mask that that fairies kind of approach, like when you find them, or if you find them. So in English, you can kind of do it. You can kind of say it like that, and you don't need to mention this bit. But in Japanese, I suppose you have to mention the omen twice, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it is a mysterious mask that fairies to the mask approach if you find them. So yeah, they if you find fairies, they come to you if you're wearing the mask. Quite simply. Tsukareta toki wa itsu demo irashai. So at times when you are, tired or fatigued, any time, like come and visit. Come and visit any time when you're tired or fatigued or worn out or whatever. All right, that one went quite well. Didn't go too much over. So yeah, I'll leave that there. Thanks for watching. Hope it was worthwhile, and see you in the next one.